when Elan was doing the housekeeping, yeah, the rest of the players were just able to respond. They come back and help her out, try to actually ease out the burden of her trying to clear out the minions, all the waves that
Jangan lupa di subscribe dulu guys ya. Jelek juga guys. Kita masuk di game kedua antara Indonesia versus Kamboja, grand final.
Of Indonesia versus Cambodia. On the side of the banning, still the same. They are actually picking off
Jusin di ban Iesf
as well as
Cici,
Gigi.
Baxia, Grok,
They
Lancelot.
are taking off not just Baxia and Grok as well as
First
Lancelot.
pick
So pretty
Gatot
much just the
Kaca.
same old default that we saw previously.
I thought Kachak wouldn't be locked in this time since Grok was banned out instead. So these are the two roamers that have high success rates overall.
Kimi
Cambodia still
lapu-lapu.
keeping it pretty standard. Lapu-lapu first with the Kimi to keep their draft as open as possible. Unfortunately, compared to before, I feel like it might be a bit risky to do it this time around. Since Gatot has already shown himself, at the very least, they won't have an Eve to worry about.
Let's see. Okay, definitely Cambodia is just playing off with comfortness right now because we've seen how it was when it comes to tuning things down, trying to actually guard out the situation with the Thresh and Pulse, and then you also have the Bravest Fighter. So yeah, when it comes to
Mapnya
them
Flying
trying
Cloud.
to control all the team fights, they're still there. But Indonesia-wise, they can actually have an opening for them to pick up
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda as well as Hayabusa. So
Hayabusa.
yeah, previously Hayabusa was denied immediately, so now they're taking a very, very direct path, or even going in straight to just take the assassin early on.
We already know that Vival plays a pretty mean Hayabusa. Both these junglers are quite known for the ability to perform on assassins. Cambodia probably needs to respond with their jungler now. Yisun Jin going to be the next best pick. But Brethren still going to be the pick of choice. They're sticking with the tank jungle.
Kalau musuhnya hyper assassin pasti Fredrin.
Not much of a change, not much of an adaptability, but the question is it because they are confident they can actually redeem themselves for the mistake they've done? Maybe because they saw how they were able to control from the early games, but now they are going to actually tone down a little bit for the mid lane. They take out Lunox. If they are also thinking about picking off as well the mid laners that they want to actually guard up, but I don't think there's pretty much any mid laners they want to actually take down, or maybe even Farsa if they want to actually just shut down, but I think that's not going to be the focus right now though.
Yeah, I don't think Farsa is worth banning. Very easy to cancel, especially since
Lunox,
you already have
maybe
Lapu-Lapu. Lunox was just banned.
Oh wait, Lunox, yeah.
That's literally what we were talking about.
Never mind.
But
This is
yeah,
all because of flying clouds.
understandable. Maybe it's time to remove flying clouds from the game, right?
Yes, please.
All right,
all due
Munten, you
respect.
heard her. You heard Pasha, Munten,
Please,
sending that
Garena.
message to you.
Hilda
Alright,
di
we got
ban.
Hilda up on the ban list now for the side of Indonesia, which is understandable since they are going to be playing a Hayabusa currently, so they don't want to have their side of the map invaded. Farsa, not really worth banning, as we've already pointed out. There aren't a lot of other meta mid laners left, so if you want to start digging into the non-meta pockets, I feel like it would be too big to worry about. Looks like they will
Cho.
stick with the Cho that
Cho
they
di
banned
ban.
last game as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think pretty much we talked about how Cho is not really a great hero to be passed around or even to be give up. So definitely those are the meta heroes that you don't want to actually face off. So great composure coming from Cambodia to take that off. Now Team Indonesia, seeing how we talked about how Team Cambodia wise, they've already set them up with the same draft that we saw from the first round. Are they going to actually take down even more of the heroes that are comfortable in the hands of Cambodia? Even Alok, you saw, it was really done greatly in the hands of Team Cambodia. They were able to shut down some of the players in Egypt, so that could be a question. But Kalea
di ban.
been taken out.
I think that's perfectly fine. Kalea Kimi is actually a really annoying mid lane duo to deal with, and with a lot of the meta marksmen already taken out, you don't want to give that.
Aduh, ampun guys, iklan lagi.
Few options here. They will definitely need to rely back on a typical marksman, so I wouldn't be surprised if they go with the Granger here again, just to keep their last pick.
Granger.
And yeah, that is what they'll do.
Ini lagi-lagi Granger nih.
Indonesia, are they want to go for that MM as well? It seems that they are going to pick up
Arit Selena.
Selena. And we talked about how Selena, when it comes lot of skills. You have to land that abyssal arrow very perfectly, and Sini somehow was able to actually portray that when they fought off with the team of Egypt.
Any team who picks Selena in this situation is worth fearing. This is the type of hero that you only pull out when you're 100% confident that it's going to work. And it just has such an oppressive presence overall. Team Indonesia is also sticking with a pretty classic lineup. They've got Harim in the goal lane, so that naturally has an advantage against the Granger. The only thing they might need to worry about is a lack of burst damage outside of the Abyssal Arrow, because a lot of their DPS is a little bit more over time. So Fredrin will be able to survive a lot longer this time around. Team Cambodia can utilize that with the Minotaur last pick.
I did saw that Minotaur was used when they fought off with Team Turkey. It didn't actually kind of promise or even actually secure a win against Turkey though, but maybe Team Cambodia maybe can actually change things up here when they fought off with Team Indonesia right now. Somehow, I still feel like we are going to lean off to the side of Indonesia because we already saw when it comes to the draft-wise, especially with that Selena, we do feel like I kind of actually just feel confident because they can definitely land all those Abyssal Arrow, then really good setup for themselves. So those things are not definitely be questioned about. The question for the side of Cambodia, however, can they actually be able to avoid it?
Yeah, they're gonna need to avoid it. I imagine we'll see a couple of purifies potentially here, especially on the Granger and the Kimmy. But they also got to be very careful about backline diving here. Looks like it is Purify on the Kimmy, Flicker on the Granger, since Flicker is one of the battle spells that allows you to disjoint Ogi Shadow Kill. Cambodia is playing a very similar composition the last time around. The only difference is now they have 2 backline DPSs to be protected, but in exchange for that, they will get a lot more late game damage.
I'm really worried definitely for Team Cambodia, but again, this is the best of 5. Give it up for the team of Indonesia versus Cambodia. Welcome to the World Esports Championship 2025.
You are currently watching Game 2 of the Grand Finals. It's a best of 5 series, so first the 3 wins, and Indonesia is currently sitting on a 1-0 score. Vival already trying to steal a camp. Actually will succeed with that retry as well.
Definitely trying to do a lot of invasive movement right now by the team of Indonesia and Cambodia. For what I kind of actually look on the draft rise, I think when it comes to the early games, they can be able to survive. They can be able to tone down just a little bit of the movement from Team Indonesia. But moving into the mid game, I think that's where the fine line that you're gonna be able to actually have a little bit of problem if Indonesia stacks up all of their damage. And here and out, Shell. So much damage to the side of Mlbb with only the Chrono Dash, and this is where the fine line how Mlbb needs to step down just a little bit.
Yeah, Mlbb has been having very clean Granger games for the entire day, basically, even against matchups that don't necessarily favor her, but Harif is a difficult one.
No,
dapat.
Shadow kill comes through.
Nice.
Mlbb will be the first blood in the hands of Vival.
Vival coming in at a very important timing right there,
Granger
because
harus
you would
dibuat
normally
10 kali
expect the
tuh guys
junglers
matinya.
to gank the EXP lane at this timing due to the turtle coming up. By going for the goal lane instead, Vival gets a kill and sets herself up for an easier turtle take.
It's really going to be a really tough call coming up from Team Cambodia. A lot of the pressures come through. Even Moshi right now, 1v1 goes out to Fumieko. Fumieko will be able to skirt away without any casualties. So not to worry much for Team Indonesia, but this is where the setup for the turtle dance. Let's see how Team Cambodia can do something about it.
Vival currently slightly ahead in EXP compared to Tagami, thanks to that one jungle camp stolen, as well as the kill onto Mlbb earlier. This means that Indonesia has a slight advantage when it comes to the retry battle, but Cambodia still has the better direct team fight composition. Front to back is the best type of team lineup to contest objectives with, and so because of that, they still hold control.
Like front still, but Yami takes the turtle first for the hands of Cambodia. Now comes in for the fight, but it seems that does not rush
Iya Bang Fadlan.
from the side of Indonesia. Sini comes in.
Disembunyiin YouTube Bang.
The Abyssal Arrow just going to land off, but they will be able to disperse without any of the sacrifices.
That is to be expected somewhat. Team Cambodia still have a better lineup for fighting turtles right now. Team Indonesia still wants to go for more single target pickups, with this Hayabusa and Selena, so they won't commit too hard to trying to take that away from their opponents. Even without it, Indonesia has already shown us that they are capable of farming at a speed equivalent to even taking these objectives away.
Let's see. So far right now, we are seeing that both of the teams are able to actually just fight it off, make sure that they be able to actually survive it out. Somehow, objective, yeah, will be on the side of Cambodia, but not much of the gap though when it comes to economy. It's just 3,000 above Indonesia. And
Aduh,
even for
dapat
the fight
Fredrin.
of the crabs as well, somehow will be leaning onto the side of Cambodia. Goes in for a fight with Ilan, though somehow Ilan will be able to be guarded by the rest of the players of Cambodia.
So the reason why Cambodia hold on.
Oh, they land. Lebazarado jumps in. Mumieko jumps in with a falling star, but goes out with a wave breaker. Can they make it actually goes through? No,
selamat,
unfortunately
selamat.
doesn't actually make it through. And now they're going in for the AOD. Make it away. Goes in for Moshi as well, but Moshi managed to survive it out. So no casualty whatsoever with Uwe managed to
Ngeri guys ya.
survive.
You know, the sentence I was about to say before I was cut off is the reason Minotaur is picked is because he can quite effectively block abyssal arrows and keep people alive. And before I could even finish the sentence, the fight started
It has
because
infiltrate
Ayla
as well.
got hit by an abyssal arrow. So I don't even know what to call that curse at this point, but Indonesia going to be able to find solid advantage with that, instantly transitioning to taking the entire gold shield down bottom. And the turtle is spawning at this time as well.
It's not a curse, Nafa. It's definitely you actually predicting the future already. Don't take everything on negativities, Nafa. Right now, it's positive.
Caster curse is something that exists, you know?
It does exist, but so far you're doing well. So don't take it back.
Selena
But on
jadi
the other
buku.
side right now, Mumieko will be got it all ganked out by the
Udah
team
enak
of
spam
Cambodia.
skill guys.
Again, when it comes to Esmeralda, definitely she can just swish, swash, and still survive it out with so much sustainability in her hands. But Mlbb in trouble there, having a lot of structure in ground with the Buzzer arrow as well, but goes in for the AOD. Now it's gonna be a steal for
Aduh, dapat
Cambodia.
Fredrin lagi.
Total gets in the hands again twice, and seems that Cambodia, objective-wise, they are on the eyes now.
Having a Fred Rid means that you will typically have the advantage when it comes to turtles and lords compared to any sort of assassin jungles. And the fact that Team Cambodia knew that two members of Team Indonesia were in the bot lane trying to gank Mlbb meant they had the numbers advantage for sure, so they would have guaranteed that most of the time. But Team Indonesia still tried to see if they could potentially get a cheeky steal
Kalau dari
regardless.
bau-baunya
We have
2-0
to
ini
keep
guys.
this in mind currently. Both sides still fairly even as we approach the 6-minute mark.
Let's see, so far right now, Team Cambodia, they know that they are focusing greatly for the objective. So goal difference-wise is what made them a little bit okay for now. It's just that even though with all the objectives already been taken, Team Indonesia, they're still step ahead with all the kills. And now, coming in,
Duh,
Mlbb
dapat
had to
Granger,
flicker away before being taken out. This is a risky move coming in from Team Cambodia, so they actually had to step things up, making sure that all the minions, all the wave does not pressure into their lane.
That's honestly such a sneaky thing to do though from Fumieko. As a marksman, you would never expect anyone to be hiding that deep into your jungle while you're just trying to rotate the map, and it looks like he's not letting up.
No, Fumieko goes in
dipaksa
for the
guys, nice.
charge! Shuts down Mlbb, but is it going to be in the cause
Nggak
of
apa-apa
our
sih
own
kalau
blood?
mati,
AOD
dapat
comes
Granger
in,
kok.
does get two player. Uwe takes down Fumieko, and now going in for Vivian as well, but Vivian takes down with the turret, but they want it more. They want to actually go for the trade. Vivian will be stolen by Tegami, and now going in for the shadow kill.
Woi, triple kill lah.
Now one moment,
Oke.
with that. Tegami also still away.
Ayo Selena.
Moving on, City.
Oh,
will
nice.
do the last hit to make sure not just 2, but 3 trades will be done by Indonesia.
I think that does end up being beneficial for Indonesia though in the end. They are in a position where they want to get as many pickoffs as possible, even if it means trading for themselves. It would have been the best case scenario if Vival survived, but being able to pick off the opponent's main 2 cores while keeping your own alive, Shell not even being part of that fight, farming the entire time on the other
Total
side of the
ketiga.
map, means that Indonesia is going to be able to build a nice little gold lead for themselves. Next
Wah,
turtle
dapat
now
sini,
going to be
dapat,
coming
dapat.
up. Indonesia in full control over the river.
Sama itu
Cambodia
tuh,
dealing
purple
with all the
buffnya tuh.
pushing waves is not going to be able to walk upwards.
The sacrifice is fruitful for Team Indonesia. All the trades are required so that they can actually set up to get that last. So they're coming in for the shadow kill. Oh, just a little bit spurs right now, but still will be able to go for the
Nice.
one. Vivian shuts down along with the AOD. Now pushing on right now, Cambodia want to make sure they can trade it off, but now somehow they won't be able to do so. The follow is not
Jeder, aduh nggak kena guys.
Team Cambodia has not been given enough time to build up damage compared to before. They haven't been able to get as much of a snowball on their Granger or their Kimi, which means that Team Indonesia are very willing to take extended trades. Since they just have a lot of sustained frontliners alongside the Revitalize on Vivian. They can cut fights in half, they can force the marksmen back, and then they can slowly dismantle the front line. Team Cambodia needs to play a little bit slower and safer, but in doing so also creates more opportunities for the arrow.
It goes in for the Minion Fury. Somehow doesn't actually have the follow-up. Shadow Kill comes through. Doesn't get Moshi though, but at the same time, this is going to actually be an opener. AOG comes in. Vivian takes down Ton Iwe. Just a little bit more.
Ih, nggak mati.
Actually secure it off, but unfortunately, Team Cambodia, great defense. They managed to survive it out.
Good job by Team Cambodia there, being able to exchange bodies and rotate themselves within the team fight to make sure that they each soak enough damage that no one goes down to it. But it's also because Team Indonesia dived a little bit too far for that one. And there was really no need for them to. They're just testing limits right now because they've been able to build up a 3.5k lead. And the next Lord is coming up in 20 seconds, so a win there would have set themselves up very comfortably for it. But even without the win in the team fight, they've got good split pushing pressure with Fumieko as well as Vival. And then Team Cambodia is going to need to rotate together a lot of the time to make sure they are not picked off. So that means that Indonesia controls the map.
Yeah, they are. Definitely. Really tough coming in from Team Cambodia. Want to do a split push, but they deny it. Fumieko again, Swiss Rash, this dash doesn't actually manage to actually take down.
Okay.
Elon is that Samapo has already been picked up. Minion Fury trying to make sure that they also be avoiding it. But Shadow Kill comes in.
Nggak mati Ganjar guys.
But Mlbb just last hit managed to move away from the Embezzle arrow. But again, this is already a 1 win because they already taken out Elon. 1 damage burst comes in from Cambodia.
It was a good flicker timing there from Mlbb to make sure that the Ogi Shadow Kill wouldn't finish her off. If they lost Granger as well, Indonesia would have absolutely won that fight. But we can see that they are doing a great job of targeting the right people. Even in the chaos of these 5-mans, those Abyssal arrows are connecting. The Ogi Shadow Kills are being built up. Team Cambodia needs to reposition themselves and play defensively now to make sure that their marksmen can be protected.
First lot in the hands of Team Indonesia. Left with 2 layers of turret. They can definitely finish it off already with this pushing of the minion. No matter what, the problem is with the holy defense, will might actually be tempted right now. This is possibly the problem, but Moshi once more goes in for the bravest fighter. Lose the connection and ended up giving the opportunity for Shell just dash away, surviving it.
Quite unfortunate that Moshi missed the Flicker Landshaker, but even if it did connect, Shell still had the Purify. So she would have gotten out no matter what. The damage scaling now not going to be given a lot of time to come online because Indonesia keeps going for the fights.
Oh, Shadow Kill almost barely coming in. Goes in for the Shuriken, but still not enough though. Mlbb managed to skirt away, barely alive, but somehow now going in for the mid turret. Goes out for the fight. They know they want to actually drag out just a little bit for the team of Indonesia. Will not get that turret, but Lot is coming in. That holy defense will be break immediately for them to get more of that fairness of the turret. Inhibitor turret right now will be taken out just a little bit.
Team Indonesia is well aware of the dynamics of their team compositions. They know that this game, they're actually playing the lineup that has a little bit less scaling potential overall since they are dealing with a Granger Kimi. This is one of the best late game scaling duos in the entirety of Mlbb, which means that they have to up the pressure. They cannot allow this game to last too long because it'll end up in a very similar situation to what they did to Cambodia in game number 1.
Buff's been stolen. Initiation always been stepped up ahead by Team
Indonesia.
Now even that Blazor arrow was able to land to take Gami. Moshi want to do a little bit of zoning there. Ripper Spider comes through, but at the same time,
Aduh, Ganjar nggak mati lagi
right
dia.
at the back line, but at the same time, they will be able to survive it out. Goes back to the base, and now the turret of the bottom
Dapat
already been
turret,
shut
enak,
down. They know this is going to be an opening. Are they going to actually force it out? Zaman Force already pulled out. Wait, just a little bit more. Chrono Dash comes through. Still managed to survive it out. Now they will be able to pull through just a little bit of defense. Great job coming through from Cambodia. But Team Indonesia, such discipline.
Uwe is doing a lot of work right now, keeping the side of Team Cambodia alive, healing the low health teammates when they're just on the cusp of death. Unfortunately, Minotaur is a very reactive type tank, which means that Wei can't really do anything until something has actually happened. It's more of a counter-engage style. So they have to bait Indonesia in for the fights instead, but Indonesia isn't just running into them directly. They know that that is the strength of Cambodia's draft, so they're attacking from different angles, diving from the backline, forcing Elan and Mlbb out of the fight. Even if they don't kill the marksman, as long as they're not there, Cambodia can no longer win. They just have to play to not lose.
Damage coming out from Fumieko is 55,000k. Sheesh, that's a lot coming in from the one who is tanky enough to survive at the front line. And this is where Fumieko is just shining, making sure that no one will be able to take down by Team Cambodia. Team Cambodia somehow couldn't find any answers so that they can actually just shout through into the Team Indonesia front hold. So far this is going to be another lot freely given up to the team of Indonesia, because they will be able to guard out, get a little bit of a zero, land it on the but Moshi comes in for the initiation. River Spider doesn't get Vivian instead, and now pushing on, they had to pull away before becoming a sacrifice in the hands of Indonesia.
Good reactive reaction from Cambodia right there. They see the Esmeralda coming from behind, so they instantly retreat. They make sure no one's left behind either. But they will have to give up their control over the Lord. Indonesia going to have another chance to push into the base now. And this is a very crucial Lord timing for them, actually. This is the last Lord that Indonesia can safely end the game with while still being a dominating position. If Cambodia is able to survive this without losing too many bodies, they will actually hit the timing where their marksmen start to scale. And then they can slowly regain map control. For that reason, Indonesia needs to get as much damage done with this Lord as possible right now.
See, this is going to be the last set of defense if Team Cambodia does not hold every single pressure that has already been built up by Team Indonesia. As they make it through into the baseline right now, they are making sure that all of the wave is pushing into the base of Team Cambodia. Making sure that they are coming in. Bazaro already lands Tegami, but they're not going to actually go into the overextension. Just waiting up for the lot to come into contest for the crystal. And this is where they want to actually make sure that all of the wide information or even the focus will come into Cambodia's side. Somehow, Vivian goes into the front line. Mieko, SP letter.
Ya ampun, iklan aja guys ya.
Going in for a fight with Mieko. Goes out with the AOG. Vivian gets 3 players. But now are they going pushing it? They are going to push it. Shadow Kill comes in. And now pushing on. They don't get the kill though, but they are going in for the crystal just a little more. Vivian takes down Mlbb. Hijail managed to take down Moshi as well. But still, it is a little bit messy coming up from Team Cambodia. They still manage to survive it out, but no, he launches down. Double kill comes into Shell. Crystal a little bit more. Will be Shadow. Vivian! Will get the last hit. Giving that third kill in the hands of City.
Game 2 goes in favor once again of Team Indonesia, which means the defending champions of the World Esports Championship are now officially on tournament point. One victory away from defending their title once more. A very aggressive gameplay coming in here and identifying that this is the time where they have to throw all their bodies against the wall to ensure that scaling never becomes an issue.
I mean, we did see great.
Kita lanjut di game ketiga guys ya.